The numerous lakes of Telangana are home to some amazing species of birds, both resident and migratory. These lakes are helpful in maintaining the ecological balance across the state. There are various natural and artificial lakes like Hussain Sagar, Pocharam Lake, Durgam Cheru and many more. Our bird today, the common kingfisher, is one such species which has made its home in almost all of these lakes in the state. The footage you see here is from two such lakes, the Ammavari Peta Cheru and the Ameenpur Lake. The first time I photographed the common kingfisher was back in January 2018 at the Naya Talab in the little run of Kutch, when it perched on a bush a couple of feet away from me. A wonderful trip that, especially when we saw the Indian wild ass and the numerous eagles. The common kingfisher is a small kingfisher with 7 recognized subspecies within its wide distribution across Eurasia and North Africa. Resident in much of its range, it migrates from areas where the rivers freeze in the winters. This sparrow-sized, beautiful little blue and orange bird with a long pointed bill has the typical short-tailed, large-headed kingfisher profile. Often rather shy and inconspicuous despite its bright plumage, it is found along rivers, streams, lakes and ponds. Almost any fresh or brackish habitat with small fish. It is observed often perched quietly in trees over water, most often seen in very fast, low flight as a turquoise flash over the water, usually flying away, which is how I've seen it most of the times. It is easily detected once its high, shrill, whistled call is learned, even if the bird itself is hidden. It is the only small blue kingfisher over much of its range, and it feeds mainly on fish caught by diving. And it has special visual adaptations which enable it to see prey underwater. The two individuals you see here are from the Ameenpur Lake, a small lake on the edge of the city of Hyderabad. It is the first body of water in India to be recognized as a biodiversity heritage site and is the first biodiversity site to be approved in an urban area. You can read more about the other species I've photographed here on my website linked in the description. The way I like to watch birds and animals is to simply sit and watch them go about their daily routine without causing any disturbances and leaving any trace. I find it an extremely peaceful, relaxing and memorable experience. And if you watch carefully enough, you will observe the little signs the birds give each other. There was a subtle sign, the opening of the beak, when the nesting pair came together a little while back. Also, this approach allows the birds and animals to get used to my presence and enables me to get very close to them, as you will see later, making for some beautiful frame-filling shots. These aren't the only species of kingfisher at this beautiful lake. You can also see the white-throated kingfisher, which is also called the white-breasted kingfisher. And the stunning pied kingfisher. I have a separate sequence documenting the pied kingfisher linked in the description. And you can also read about the various kingfishers I've already vlogged. All the links I will provide in the description. Aminpur Lake, there was a time when it was quite secluded and you wouldn't see too many people here, but now it's a very different story. You can hear a lot of disturbance in the background and there is a lot of construction that is happening in the precincts of the lake. So I think that is the cost of development, I suppose. These kingfishers aren't the only species that call these lakes their home. There are numerous waders and water birds like storks, herons, Stints, Sandpipers, Garganey, and terrestrial birds like the Asian Koel and many, many more. As with all kingfishers, the common kingfisher is very territorial, mainly because each day it has to eat about 60% of its body weight. And the blue and green colors that these common kingfishers are famous for are due to iridescence and not pigment. So in a different light and from different angles, they will appear to have different colors. They even defend their territory against their mates and offspring. Individuals are solitary for most of the year, roosting in heavy cover beside their favorite hunting spot. And when another kingfisher comes into its territory, the birds will both sit on a perch at some distance from one another and perform territorial displays. Usually the display of beaks and plumage. Fights occur occasionally, with one bird grabbing the other one's beak and trying to hold the opponent under the water. Their flight is very fast, causing their wings to seem like a blue haze. And when diving for prey, their eyes are covered by a membrane and they rely on touch alone to know when they should snap their jaws shut. Common kingfishers serve as a good indicator of the health of an ecosystem. As they feed on small aquatic animals, toxins in the water affect them severely. A strong kingfisher population, therefore, usually means a healthy habitat. Common kingfishers are also important predators throughout their range of small fish from freshwater habitats, thus controlling their populations. It was an absolute pleasure watching these kingfishers go about their daily routines and give the little indicators to their behavior. The common kingfisher is one of 10 kingfisher species and subspecies I have photographed till date. I have written about some of these kingfisher species I have photographed, and the habitats I've photographed them in, and you can read all about them on my website. The link will be in the description. And with that, I will leave you with these last few frame-filling sequences when, after hours of waiting, the kingfisher finally came and perched very close to me. Watch the iridescence in the feathers as the sun lights it up from the front, and then when it is backlit.